Hola amigos, Davido Profe here, and today we are going to be talking about how to handle an introductory lesson and enroll your students. So, we're going to cover how to start the introductory class the right way, how to evaluate and place your student into the right level, how to close the sale and collect the payment, and setting expectations and building trust for ongoing success between you and your student. So whenever I start a lesson, it's always important to start off exactly like this. So I start by introducing myself and trying to get them to say yes right off the bat. Hola, me llamo David, mucho gusto. Entiendo que quieres aprender a hablar inglés, ¿cierto? Obviously, they're here for the class to learn English, but the importance of getting a yes from the beginning, even though it's obvious, it just sets a positive tone and builds connection and momentum immediately with your students. So now I set expectations of exactly what we're going to do in the class. Hoy vamos a hacer una clase introductoria para confirmar que te gusten las clases conmigo y que trabajemos bien juntos. Vamos a comenzar con una evaluación para determinar tu nivel actual. De ahí te voy a dar una clase para confirmar que sea el nivel correcto. Finalmente, si te gusta la clase, vamos a crear un plan de estudio juntos basado en tus metas, tu disponibilidad y tu presupuesto. ¿Qué te parece? So again, we're getting them to say yes. We're wanting them to say that it sounds good to them, right? We're just basically saying exactly what we're going to do. We're going to start with an evaluation to determine your current level. We're going to give you a class based off of that evaluation. And if you like everything and we work well together, we'll create a plan together based on your goals, your availability, and your budget. This is going to position you as an expert and subtly reinforces that not everyone qualifies. It has to be a good fit for both you and the student. So, next, I would ask them directly, ¿Ya hablas algo de inglés o piensas comenzar de cero? So, do you already speak some English or do you want to start from the beginning, from zero? Sometimes students don't really know. I never understand that. Seems obvious to me. You should know if you speak English or not. But if there's ever any doubt, then I just recommend, hey, let's do the evaluation just to make sure. So if they're starting from zero, then you just give the first lesson from the first level. If you do the evaluation, then you're going to do the evaluation and then get started with the level, with the first lesson of the level that comes out in the evaluation. All right. The fun stuff happens then. You give the class, and at the end of the class now, we have to go to the wrap up. So I would say something like this. Bien, se acabó la lección. ¿Qué tal? ¿Te gustó? ¿Crees que puedes aprender a hablar inglés de esta manera? So again, I'm asking if they liked it and if they believe that they can learn how to speak English in this methodology. So again, we're looking for a yes for both questions here in order to move forward. Sometimes it happens that they don't like it. It's very rare. I can't even remember the last time that I didn't have an introductory class go forward. But you know, this is a different methodology, very conversational. Most people really love it, but if they don't like it, then it's better to figure that out sooner than later, right? So you just thank them and let them go politely if they don't want to move forward. But if they do want to move forward, now we're going to create the study plan. So if I have an ongoing group class that's at the right level that works with their schedule, then I would recommend that they go into that. That's pretty easy. New students can join classes. I have open enrollment. It's actually very rare that I have students start from the very beginning of a level if their evaluation says that they need to go into a higher level. Pretty much the only time that we're starting from the very first lesson is for students that are going to be starting from the beginning. If for whatever reason none of the group options fit, then you can offer private lessons. So with private lessons, I usually try to set up a fixed weekly day and time. So typically it's going to be the exact same time that you're doing the introductory class, but obviously you'll just have to ask them what works best for them. I prefer fixed days. Sometimes you have to be a little bit flexible just because people might be balancing jobs and family life and stuff like that. So you can be a little bit flexible, but I always typically try to land on a very specific day and time. Usually once a week works pretty well for private lessons. If they do want more than once a week, then I would just clarify expectations with them and let them know that we actually give them a lot of activities to practice between the classes. The homework is required and we need a firm commitment. So if they think they can handle all of the work between their classes, then by all means, feel free to schedule 2 or 3 times a week or whatever the student wants. Some of this stuff is going to vary a little bit depending on their level. Brand new students starting from 0 are going to have a whole lot more work to do, a whole lot of vocabulary building and stuff like that. So that's why I like the once a week. But you just want to get the firm commitment and set expectations up front if they're looking for more than once a week. So I offer packages. I do not like it when students just pay one class at a time. So I always recommend a package because this actually creates a commitment in their mind that they need to take it seriously. And it'll build more confidence with them, right? They're invested in in the program at this point, so they're going to take their studies a whole lot more seriously. Right now, I offer 2 packages. One is a minimum of 5 hours at $60 an hour, so that's $300. And I offer a bonus hour if they pay for 10 classes at a time for $600. So they would actually get 11 hours worth of class. And I also give them the book for free if they sign up for 10 hours at a time with me. Feel free to modify that based off of your comfort level. This works really well for me. So feel free to use this exact same packaging or create something else, but I know this works pretty well. All right, the reason why that we're doing this is psychologically, you're looking for that commitment, and people who don't want to pay up front are signaling doubt. They're signaling doubt in the program, or they're signaling doubt in their own ability to learn. And this is all about commitment. Nobody's going to learn how to speak a language in just 1 or 2 classes, so we're always looking for a long-term commitment here. I've learned over the years that students that commit up front are the ones who get the best results. And it also helps you to build authority and seriousness. You're offering transformation for your students. Their lives are going to completely change for the better when they do this, so you need a firm commitment from them. So to take a payment, I usually take payments via Zelle. That seems to be very easy. Sometimes I take cash payments if they're in person. If they're online and they want to pay with cash, then you'll have to schedule a time to meet in person somewhere so that they can do that. And I don't schedule any classes until I've had that payment. Some people, I don't use Venmo or any of the other cash apps, but if that's your preference, then that will probably work for you too. And if you have a credit card processing system, then you can also collect a credit card. You can do that in person or on Zoom. If I'm taking a credit card payment, I typically try to get them to provide me the information on the Zoom right then and there so I can fill it out and go ahead and charge them while I have them together with me. You can also send an invite or send a text message inviting them to pay with a credit card if your system allows that. But like I said, I usually just send request payments via Zelle, and that typically works with either a phone number or an email address. So I just send them a text message following up saying something like "Mi número para Zelle es," and I give them the phone number I have associated with it. And then I say, avísame cuando hayas hecho el pago y te confirmo tu clase. Zelle actually notifies you, but it's just always good for them to confirm with you. And then you confirm the class schedule and you get started with them. Another important thing, if you're given private lessons, is to have a 24-hour cancellation policy in place. So the one I use is worded just like this. You can send it to them in a text message. I always make sure and have the conversation with them too during the introductory class, but it just basically says that we've got a 24-hour cancellation policy, so you have to let me know at least 24 hours in advance, otherwise you're going to lose the money and the credit for that class. So this will help you to avoid last-minute cancellations and encourages student responsibility. I'm flexible with this just as long as I get at least a couple of hours of notice. It's usually okay. This is the only time I really charge people is if they don't give me any notice at all, or if they, send me a message like 5 minutes before our class is about to start. I'm super busy. You're going to get really busy too, so you need to be respectful of your time and your energy. And if you have students canceling on you all the time, then that's not only a waste of your time, but it's also what's called an opportunity cost because you could have used that time to schedule a class with a different student. Okay, so cool. Have fun with this. By the end of your introductory class, just to wrap things up here, you should have evaluated their level or determined that they're looking to start from zero. You should have delivered a really great class to give them a taste of what the program offers. And you should be closing the sale with confidence and signing them up, collecting payment, and scheduling the next class after that. So congratulations on making it this far through the program. This is how you get started with your own teaching business. So good luck with this practice. The more you do it, the more comfortable it's going to feel. And I definitely recommend you really stick to these scripts that I'm giving you here because they've been used for many, many years and they work really well. Any little piece that's missing might jeopardize your chances of signing up a new student. All right, I'll see you in the next video.